like from March mid to June mid, I studied
So just 3
3 months.
months, 3 months.
Yes, sir. 3 months I studied, and yesterday itself I gave my GMAT exam, and
Yeah, I
I
saw your
scored
score
70.
report. It was shared right now in our group. So fabulous, 50-42. So tell us about your prep, your weak areas, or did you find anything unusual in the exam? These are my standard questions because they help my other students who are yet to write the exam. So let me know what your prep was like. Were there any challenge areas for you while preparing? On the exam day, was there anything unusual? Was timing a problem, pacing, all of that? Just give me some general idea, please.
So, sir, I had problems in sentence correction always. Like most of the Indian students have problems in sentence correction, I feel, and I was no exception. I also had problems in sentence correction. But I remember you told me, you told in the self-paced courses that if you don't focus on RC, and if one RC, even one RC, you did not understand, then the whole GMAT exam goes for a toss. So I started with RC, and like octave was brilliant, especially the primary purpose thing. Like I was able to master it at that time. Octave, the AVE part was able to like I
Mm,
was able to do the inference questions quite well, and
mhm,
critical reasoning anyways comes from the critical reasoning
mm,
lessons that you have given. For sentence correction, sir, what I saw yesterday, that at least two questions were there where I did not have to even read the question. Like, there
mhm,
was this consider wala thing. So
mhm.
I remember that you told us that with consider there is no
As yeah.
nothing,
Mm,
yeah, no as or to be or anything.
mm,
So in four of the questions, as or to be was used, and one of the options there was just consider,
mm,
and I did not have a lot of time at that time. Like I had some
mhm,
5 minutes, and I had to do three questions. So I just marked it and went ahead, and I think that was a wise choice, because then the next two questions took some time for me,
mhm.
and I had time
Okay.
to give the next two questions. Right,
All
sir.
right. Tell us about the quantitative prep. Was it always a comfortable area for you, or was it like some challenge, some areas, and pacing also in that? Plus, what material did you study for RCCR and SC prep? So right now, you just told the exam. Just tell me your prep overall, please.
Right, sir. So in quantitative, sir, I was fairly comfortable except for the
Mm,
geometry part.
mhm,
The class sessions that you had in the geometry
mm,
did help a lot. Even after that, unfortunately, there was one question yesterday which I just could not solve. Like I took
mm.
3-4 minutes in that question, but still I could not solve, and I had
Yeah,
to guess and go ahead with it.
right.
But I think
So only one unusual questions out of 31 in quant, more or
right,
less.
sir. In one unusual question. Rest of the questions posed no challenge at all for me in quantitative. I in fact finished the paper with 7-8 minutes remaining.
How did you plan your studies? How many hours did you study? Was it with work, without work? Like, just give us some idea so that everyone is able to resonate with it properly. Yeah.
So, sir, I work at EXL services, and my
Mm,
work requires me to work from 12 o'clock to 9 o'clock in during the
mhm,
like the whole day. So I used to study from 7:30 in the morning to almost 12, like 4.5 hours.
mm,
Obviously, the efficiency is not always 100%. So with 70-80% efficiency, I think 3 hours definitely I gave every day.
mhm,
And on the weekends, I used to study more.
mm,
The thing that works especially well is being consistent. Basically, I used to, like you had suggested to solve 4 or 5 RCs per day,
mm,
and I was able to do that consistently.
mm,
So when the RCs came, I did not have much problem understanding the RCs. Even though the
mhm.
RCs were very boring, I did not have much problem understanding them. And
Superb, superb.
for SC, sir, I think the rules that are there and the preferences and whatever
Yeah, we have
EDF.
very comprehensive coverage of SC. So yeah.
Yes, sir. So I think that is more than enough for any, like by any standards, that's more than enough. And I don't
Mhm.
think, sir, there will be any challenges after going through all of that. The
So
class,
Nishank,
for
how does a student feel that he or she is ready? Like, is there an indicator that this is my mock score, or I just feel comfortable from inside? Say how you decided that let me write the exam. You must have felt ready to a large extent. So what
yes, sir.
makes one feel ready? Yeah.
Sir, I think one of the things that at least we as students can do is, um, deciding on some metric, and for that metric,
Mm,
for most of the students, is accuracy. So once I saw that my accuracy is growing in sentence correction, I remember I used to do like if I used to solve 50 questions, I would get 20 22 correct and rest all wrong.
That was
But
the
that
beginning.
yes, sir, that was the beginning, and that improved to 40 45 correct and 5 6 wrong in 50 questions. So I think when the accuracy started increasing, I started gaining more confidence, and when I started gaining more confidence, then I thought that okay, now let me try with the practice tests, the official GMAT tests. And I took those GMAT tests, and I scored 740 750 in those tests.
Right.
When I had started with 630 in the beginning, so I thought that okay, now I think like the
Okay.
things are
Okay.
getting
Great.
better.
Yes, indeed. Can I
Yes,
go ahead?
please. Yeah, Gunjan, go ahead.
Hi, Nishan. So apart from the pre-work, was there something separate or something additional that you were doing? I assume
Apart
you were
from the
doing the live.
pre-work, were you doing something additional?
Yeah.
Hi, Gunjan. So, apart from the pre-work, you don't need to do anything additional. If Sandeep sir says that okay, you have to complete these many questions and then come to the class, just do that. And after that, after the session, I think it's better to do it after the session, whatever you want to do, because till you don't have your concepts clear, I don't think trying anything by yourself is really gonna help you. I have seen that a lot of people try to practice with some other like some test prep agencies or something. Most of the test prep, like I also tried one or two of the free tests of Manhattan and Veritas. But what I found in their tests was they had this the questions were self-made, like they made the questions, right? And all those questions sometimes they will have ambiguities. So always better to practice with the official preparation of there are like the official advanced guide, the official guide, and Sandeep sir's collection are all from the official questions. So it's always better to practice from the official questions rather than going for any other practice as such, because you can never be sure if there are ambiguities in the other tests or not,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then
They
you
don't
will
look
just
similar at
yeah
all. I mean, they just don't look
yeah.
similar. Yeah, Arshdeep, you wanted to ask something. Now go ahead, please.
Yes, Sandeep. Congratulations on the score, Nishank. First of all,
Thank you.
incredible achievement. I hope to get there someday. But my question for you is that when you were practicing, you said that you were doing RC passages every day, right? 4 or 5 passages every day.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
with that, were you like mixing your practice? You were doing quant, RC, CR, everything on one day, or did you like have a spaced out chart?
No, I think it's important to mark out your weaker territories, and RC and SC were definitely my weaker territories. So RC, I did 4 or 5 passages every day, and it took me around maybe 45 minutes to 1 hour to do RCs and then to review it. But apart from that, I also did like 3 hours, 4 hours I was studying. I also did some quant, some SC, some CR, and that was like spaced out. It was not like every day I was doing all five. But RCs I was consistent with, because RCs I thought was the make or break of the GMAT. So
Final piece of advice you will give to fellow aspirants who are still yet to write the exam, and to all these
so
people.
I would just say that please just trust on the process. Don't doubt it basically, because I would say that Sandeep sir has done all the hard work for you. You just have to follow it. uh, you won't find this kind of a thing anywhere else. It's like sir, you are like you have served everything to us on a platter. We just have to eat the things now. So
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
it's
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 that
very
way.
heartening and very humbling also to hear this again and again from so many people who score. But yeah, there is a lot of work that has gone into it, and I really wanted to create a version that serves the highest percentile. So that was my aim, and when we do so, and yes, it can be very overwhelming in the beginning. It can be very taxing, very demotivating also. It must have been for you also initially.
Definitely, sir. There is only one downside of all this, that when you take the exam, you don't find any question very challenging, and then you think that okay, am I not doing good enough? I am not getting challenging questions, so am I not doing good enough? So I think that is the only
That's a
thing.
good
But
downside to have,
yeah,
but
that
fine.
is a good downside to have.
Right, right.
So
Right, Nishank. So thanks a lot for your time, and we'll continue the conversation. And I don't think we have ever spoken before, so I just want to call you as well and ask your future goals about business school and everything. Okay,
sure,
and
sir,
connect
sure.
with my
Yeah,
colleague Autry. Finish the Know the World videos. You'll genuinely find a lot more value. See you
sure,
then.
sir.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye
Thank you
bye.
so much, sir. Bye bye.